Hi, I'm Reese, a designer with the Quilted Cow, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Helpful Heifer Feature Runner #1. But before that, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, Rulers, Cutters, and Mats, and the beautiful Wilmington Prints, the fabric I will be using today. Let's get started. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful feature print runner. And what I love about this runner, you can use either a panel for these big feature pieces or any beautiful print that you can find. I've used the Best Life panel for this, and that comes with 4 different pieces. I've only used 3, but any big panel or print would work. Well, let's jump right into this. Here is my first piece. I have cut it to size, and we are going to add that border on the sides. You can get this pattern on our website, and you can also get a kit that has this panel in it with all the fabrics so you can just sit and sew. You can get that on our website at thequiltedcow.com. On the pattern, it'll show you the fabric order you need for those borders. So super simple. So we're gonna start, the first one is a lemon, and then it goes to bees. Let's just remove this out of the way so you guys can get a better look until you have them all in a row like that. Now we are going to take the first 2, put them right sides together like that. And I am going to pin them together. Make sure your pieces are lined up real nice. I'm going to go ahead and do that with the second one. Okay, and now we're going to sew a 1/4 inch down the line that we've pinned, down that side, on each and every one of them. Now you want to start from your top piece and continue to go and keep it in order. Let's do that real quick. Now I've sewn all my pieces together. Let's keep those in line. And since I sewed them in order, they're gonna continue to stay that way. Okay, so let's take these pieces, we'll scoot them over a little bit, keeping them in order. And as you can see, I have pressed toward the lemons. Like I pressed up toward the lemon. I'm gonna do that on every single one. I'm gonna press up so all my seams will be going in like one direction. Okay, now you can see they're all nice and pressed open, and we're going to attach these 2 together, right sides together. We're gonna pin and sew a 1/4 inch there. So pin that one. I'm gonna do the same with the next one. All right, we're gonna sew these 2 real quick. Okay, again, when you take it off from chain stitching, you wanna make sure you keep them in line. That way every row is the same. And let's go ahead and press these 2 open real quick. All right, we're so close. Okay, we're gonna attach the 2 long pieces again, right sides together, pin that, and then again, stitch a 1/4 inch down that line. And once again, we will press it open, and then we will do the last one. We'll attach the last one to the bottom. You are gonna repeat this process to make 4 of these strips. After you have made 4 strips, you're gonna take one of your feature prints and you're just gonna attach it to the side. So we're gonna take that 1 row, flip it over right sides together, making sure it lines up, and then we're gonna stitch a 1/4 inch down this line after we pin it. All right, you can see I have attached the border to that side. Let's just press that open real quick. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over and show you what the back side looks like after being pressed. You can see all of my lines are still going the way I pressed them. And then I pressed toward your feature print. That way everything lays nice and flat. I have already attached my borders to my other pieces. So we're just gonna assemble the runner. Okay, let's take this one and attach it to that border, right sides together. Make sure everything lines up nicely. And then you're gonna pin. Now when you're sewing this, again, you wanna make sure that all of your pieces are sewn in this direction. It may be easier for you to pin on this side than the other side for that. All right, let's stitch this using 1/4 of an inch. Now we have 2 pieces that are attached. Let me flip this around so you can get a better look of it. And I'm just gonna press this seam. Again, we're gonna press toward your accent fabric. Now we're going to attach the 3rd piece to the runner. Same thing, right sides together, and we will pin. Go ahead and pin all the way down. And then I'm gonna sew 1/4 of an inch down that line. I have attached that 3rd piece. Let's go ahead and press that open. And once again, you want to remember to press toward your accent fabric. I'm gonna flip this over just so you can get a look of the final thing after being pressed. There's a lot of threads everywhere, that's okay. But you can see all my lines are the same way, and then both sides are pressed toward your accent pieces. Okay, we're gonna turn this over and we're gonna add the borders to the top and bottom. Now this is a really long runner, and so you're gonna have to attach 2 of your pieces, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let's move this over out of the way for now. There's 2 ways you can do a border. You can either do it like this, where you just sew end to end, a straight line, that's fine, or we can do a mitered look. I prefer that look better. You're gonna take your ruler and a disappearing pen, one that will either disappear with air or water, and you're gonna make a line from this corner all the way to this corner. And then I'm going to pin that so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm gonna sew right on that red line. Let's lay this out for you to look at. Okay, as you can see here, I have sewn on that line. We're just gonna trim 1/4 of an inch away from that seam. And there you have it. You have your mitered corner when you flip it open. See, let's go ahead and press that open so it'll lay nice and flat. And you will wanna repeat that process for the other end of your border, because we will have a border on the top and bottom. And I have already done that to my 2nd border. I've already attached them. So let's go ahead and lay this open. The great thing about this panel is it does come with 4 feature prints. And so if you wanted to make this runner longer, you can with this specific line. Because I have a 7-foot table at home, and I could actually use the 4th piece to make it longer if I wanted to. So let's go ahead and attach this border. We're gonna do right sides together, making sure our edges are lined up nice. And we will pin all the way down the runner. Okay, as you can see here, I do have my border is a little bit longer. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch it all the way down my runner using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And then we'll just trim off that extra piece after that. I have attached the top border to the runner. And I'm gonna press it open. So I'm gonna press this one toward the border. Just give it a nice good press all the way down. Now that it's nice and pressed, we're gonna add the bottom border. And then same thing like you did before, we're just gonna lay it right sides together and pin all the way down again. Well, I didn't cut my border to size on this one because you can tell I've got a lot of extra, but again, that's okay. I will trim that off after we sew this together. Again, sew 1/4 inch all the way down the bottom side, that bottom border. Now I have attached the bottom border to the runner. I'm gonna go ahead and press it open like we did that top border. And again, I am pressing toward the border. Now, like I said earlier, I did not measure that border to size. So let's just use our Creative Grid ruler, and we are just going to trim off just those pieces, and then let's flip it over and we'll do the same thing. Just trim off that little bit of extra. And there you have it, your feature runner number 1. Super easy. Now, if you're wanting to machine quilt it, what you're gonna want to do, let me grab my backing fabric here. You're gonna want to lay out your backing fabric. Kind of got a small space here to work with, but I'll show you how to lay it out. So you want backing wrong side up, and then this is fusible batting. Love this stuff. It is the best. And you just kind of want to line that up as well. Make sure everything's nice and flat. And then you just want to center your runner, kind of flatten it out. And then I'm going to take my ironing mat, just slide it under there real quick. And I'm just going to use the iron and just fuse the batting to your runner. The backing isn't going to be fused to the batting. You're just fusing the top. Almost there. Just a little bit more on this end. Okay, give that a nice good press. And then it would be ready for you to quilt. You would just pin this down, or since it is fusible fleece, it should be okay. You can quilt it on a long arm. I did leaves and loops on this, but you can also do it on your domestic machine, just doing lines or stitching in the ditch, which is just stitching right where your seams are. It's up to you. But look, your table runner is so simple. We do have a tutorial, if you look below, on binding. It's an entire video showing you how to either turn bind or just do a standard binding. But you can find this kit on our website at thequiltedcow.com, and also all of our video tutorials as well. Like and subscribe below, and thank you so much for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.